coming up on Animal Precinct.
Look at you, baby.
Look at them. Aww. You'll eat tonight, baby?
Somebody's gonna be held accountable.
He was healthy before.
But I've never seen anything like it. The stench is unbelievable.
Please don't be a bad boy.
Our dogs have come from such horrible backgrounds. We owe it to them to give them a shot.
They need to learn a lesson. Oh, Cindy! It couldn't have turned out better for everybody involved.
New York City. 8 million people. 5 million pets. 15 animal cruelty agents with full police powers. Welcome to the Animal Precinct. Special Investigator Diane DiGiacomo is in Brooklyn on her first call out of the day.
Okay, while I was on a previous investigation at a different location, I did get to view a separate canine in a rear yard to a building. To me, the dog looked very thin, and there's a big reason for concern, so I'm gonna go in and see if I can get a better look at this animal.
DiGiacomo asks a neighbor for help. He lets her into his apartment to see the dog. DiGiacomo is shocked by what she sees in the rear yard.
He's emaciated.
Although he didn't make the complaint, neighbor C. Thompson is concerned. He has watched the dog's condition deteriorate.
Belongs to the landlord nephew.
The landlord's nephew?
Yeah.
Hi, baby.
Dog's starving, man. He ain't feeding.
Yeah, the dog is in very bad shape. What's his name?
The dog, called Obi, is extremely emaciated.
I know, you skinny bone. You want to eat me, right? Very aggressive and very, very skinny.
Another resident, Howard Howell, arrives and shares more information on Obi.
That dog was a monster. That dog was like a pit bull, and pit bulls really big. He was healthy before, but he neglected the dog, so the dog will sit there until he dies. Probably, maybe true he works, he comes in late, but still that don't give him the right to starve him anyway. Gotta take the dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up taking this dog.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, it's unfortunate. He doesn't appear to be a friendly dog. He appears to be, aggressive.
Yes, he is.
And we're gonna have to take caution in removing him from this yard.
The situation is tense. DiGiacomo wants to remove Obi as soon as possible, but she's going to need backup.
Yeah, he's a big dog. He's aggressive. Obviously, I can't put him in the back of my car, with a good conscience of having safety in mind.
The dog is a Cane Corso and originally bred for fighting, guarding, and herding. It's a powerful dog, which is capable of being extremely aggressive and territorial. Special Investigator Tim Stack arrives to help DiGiacomo. The two agents go upstairs to speak with the owner. With 10 years of experience working at the ASPCA, DiGiacomo knows Obi's aggression could be an issue, but her priority at this stage is to get him help. She needs to find out what has happened to Obi. The owner denies any cruelty allegations, but DiGiacomo is not convinced. She seizes the dog.
The owner says they feed the dog every day and that the dog has worms, but they haven't brought it into the doctor, and they were planning to on Saturday, which just seems like an excuse because it took quite a while for that dog to look as bad as it does.
As a precaution, Obi is led out of the apartment by the owner's wife. DiGiacomo and Stack switch vehicles and head back to the Berg Memorial Animal Hospital. Staff have already been warned that she's bringing in an extremely emaciated and dangerous dog. Back at the Berg Memorial Animal Hospital, vet techs are standing by to help investigator DiGiacomo with Obi, the emaciated dog seized in Brooklyn. Staff have been warned that Obi's extremely aggressive and needs careful handling. The team need to move quickly, but they can't take any chances.
See? You know that look, right?
They decide the only safe
Hold
option
it.
is sedation.
You don't want to take chances,
Exactly.
you know, and I don't want anyone to, I don't want anyone to get hurt. Obi, baby, be a good boy, okay?
Yeah, I just gave him the test. I just put.
Yeah,
I
he
put my finger in there, and I took the rope, put it in there.
So I think maybe a little sedation would be his best.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just talk to Dr. Kimler.
All right. I'd like to see him be able to walk in there, but I don't know if he's. I don't want him to be judged poorly because he needs a fair shot just like everyone else does. But I don't want to see him, all nervous coming out, nipping at somebody and causing anybody any damage.
DiGiacomo is worried about Obi. She tries to reassure him and calm him down.
Please don't be a bad boy, okay? Take it easy. I think you're beautiful.
Dr. Andra Gordon and animal care technician Gus Carrera come to assist. They desperately want to help, but unless they can get Obi sedated, they can't get near him. Obi is showing no signs of calming down.
We need him to be close enough that I can get a needle.
With the rabies pole, I'm confident with it.
I'm afraid he's gonna get you.
Not on the
I'm
pole.
Not worried. Not on the pole. I'm not worried.
Okay, well, let's give it a shot.
Gus is used to dealing with aggressive and frightened animals.
We can do it again.
He thinks he'll be able to control Obi on a catch pole.
You got him.
Oh, very nice.
Come on, Obi.
You guys
Let's go.
are in the way a little bit.
Okay, everybody back up. This is not
Come on, Obi.
not a safe dog.
Good boy.
Okay.
All right, now he's
Get
behaving.
away from me.
I got him.
It's moving to left before I can get him off.
In the corner. Yeah, in the corner.
The catch pole doesn't hurt Obi. Dr. Gordon manages to inject him safely without any risk of injury to Obi or the team.
That's it. Good boy.
I don't know that we got all of it. I think that that may not be enough.
Yeah, he's already wobbling. Hey. It's going down. All right, boy. Easy, baby. He fell over.
Fell over.
Okay, so
Actually,
he's
the
getting
was perfect.
sleepy. I'm going to give him a little bit more. We'll muzzle him once he's asleep. Poor guy, look at him.
Little thin.
The biggest muzzle we had.
Gus gently carries Obi onto a gurney.
I'm not that good at the weight gain.
Now sedated, the team can examine Obi closely. It's important to get him evaluated quickly.
Top. Turn this part.
Look at this, how skinny he is. Now you can really get a better look at how thin he really is.
Okay.
He's got nothing. Okay.
Cabin technician to the front office for a triage. Technician to the front office for a triage.
Dr. Mimi Kim takes over the case. Obi is in bad shape.
He's pretty emaciated. You can see his ribs. You don't have to even feel for them. His temporal muscles are all atrophied here. So usually when an animal is starved, you can kind of judge by the temporal muscles on how chronic it's been. So he'd be a 5 on the 1 to 5 emaciation scale.
Scale 5 is the most extreme measurement of emaciation.
We're just running full blood work. We're going to take x-rays of his chest and abdomen.
DiGiacomo suspects Obi has been starved, but she needs to discover if there are any underlying medical reasons for his deteriorating condition.
It's difficult. I mean, we have the owner who's saying it's my dog, and I feed him, and I feed him every day, and he has worms, and la 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 la, and he's lying. I believe he's lying, and these tests will determine if that's true, and we'll take it from there.
While Obi is still under sedation, he is placed in a nearby cage. Staff must be prepared for when he comes round, since so far, he's showing all the traits of an aggressive dog. It's been 2 weeks since Obi, the Cane Corso, was brought into the Berg Memorial Animal Hospital.
You can see his cheekbones, you can see, every bone in his skull, right? You're very aggressive, I can see that.
Obi was severely emaciated, aggressive, and in desperate need of help. Dr. Reisman calls in on Obi to check his progress. He has found no underlying reason for the dog's emaciation and believes he was starved.
Here's Obi. Obi came in not quite 3 weeks ago. He's a big dog, and he's getting bigger. I think it's 18 days, 25% increase in his body weight from 68 to 85 pounds. He's a big dog at 68, he's a bigger dog at 85, and I would guess he's gonna reach close to 100 looking at the way he looks now. Big dog. He was starved. I don't know why people do it.
Because of Obi's aggressive behavior, he's been placed in a special cage, which allows staff safe access for cleaning and feeding.
He hasn't been that easy to work with, but he's doing well. He's being properly cared for. This is a good setup from him. He can move from one cage to the next, and they can keep his cage clean and provide him with food and water. It's better than being starved. This is a big dog. We have to be careful.
With Obi continuing to grow stronger, the next step for the staff is to try and improve his behavior. His future is uncertain, but as he slowly starts to rehabilitate, the investigation into why he was starved begins to gather pace. Back at the HLE headquarters, Special Investigator Diane DiGiacomo is with her own pet, Cherub. She's preparing to arrest the owner of Obi, the starved Cane Corso.
It's an obvious case of animal cruelty. It's clearly a starvation case. You know, the veterinarian reports will show that that's exactly what the case was here.
For DiGiacomo, this has been an emotionally difficult case.
He was suffering for a while to get into that condition. These type of thing doesn't happen overnight. I mean, somebody's definitely going to be held accountable, you know, for this dog's condition. This is just, you know, not acceptable whatsoever. I don't think they would enjoy being left out, starved like this. So I think, you know, they need to learn a lesson.
The suspect has turned himself in and arranged to meet DiGiacomo and undercover agent D at the 83rd precinct.
To know, you know, for an owner to know they have a dog in the yard that they've had for a while and just not go out and feed it, that's just absolutely cruel. Now we'll be transporting him down to central booking, and he will see a judge at some point today, and he'll have his day in court.
As DiGiacomo concludes her investigation, Obi is enjoying newfound freedom. He's come a long way since he was first rescued from a backyard in Brooklyn. He's begun his new life in a new home with Edward Przybylski, an expert in retraining tough dogs and a volunteer with Cane Corso Rescue.
I had Obi about 8 weeks now, and he's changed quite a bit. I mean, he's gained a lot of weight, and he's became a lot more social, and you can see he's a different dog.
Clutch, buddy. That's a good boy.
What I'm trying to do with Obi is put a lot of beatings on the dog. In case he's adopted out and put into a home, I want to make sure he's controllable 100% of the time. Relax.
Edward, an obedience trainer, puts Obi through his paces. He's a powerful working dog who needs to be kept active and under control.
I would imagine what he looked like. It must have been horrible. At 60 pounds, this dog's about 120 now. Half the weight. It had to be a horrible situation. He's much more playful, not as a defensive dog. He's just overall happy and a much healthier dog, too. I hope that he works out and that we can place him, or I'll have to wind up keeping the dog. We'll see how it goes.
Obi's future looked uncertain, but after the tireless work of the ASPCA and with Edward's love and care, he now looks and behaves like a new dog. Obi has made it and overcome a difficult and harrowing past. He can look forward to a happy life.